Okay, so here we are. We're working on blinking light, the first project, okay? So we got out our supplies. We hooked them up. Now here's the official electrician schematic. I'm not too good at reading those just yet, but we will work on that. Here, well, this picture shows you where everything goes, shows you how to bend that resistor. I found that hard to see where everything was going. So my youngest son and I will use this. And then after we got it all figured out, then look down here. This was probably the most helpful. This tells you, it's just like reading Battleship, where everything plugs in, okay? So we did that. We had already written the code. So we typed in the code. We did the verify with the cool green box. That was super fun. Okay, so then it says, I can't get my grandma glasses right. This sends, now we're gonna upload. This sends the instructions via the USB cable to the computer chip on the Arduino board. The Arduino will then begin running your code automatically. Well, we didn't quite upload, but as soon as, there's our code right there. There's our instructions for my class. As soon as we hooked it up, look at that. Our first project together. I'm pretty excited. How about you? Mm-hmm. Okay, now it says, let's play around with the circuit. Okay, we got our first thing to do. What happens if we turn the LED around? What do we hypothesize is going to happen if we turn the LED around?
What do you mean by turning it around?
If we flip it, we've got the positive end of the LED up on the C2 and the negative on the C3. Here, record, but don't get me in it, okay? All right, you got this? Yep. All right, so now we're gonna see what happens. Okay. Now, obviously, we're not making a complete loop anymore. Now we're gonna turn around. This long one was the positive, and we had it up on top to complete the circuit. So now we're going to turn it around and see what happens. Nothing. Yeah. So these LEDs have the short and the long for a reason, right? Okay. So nothing happened. So let's switch it back around and make sure we didn't burn out our LED. That resistor is keeping the LED from getting too much power and burning out. I'm gonna get my grandma glasses. Where are you, grandma glasses? I don't know where they went. Oh well. Okay, I will just, don't get me in here. Okay. Okay, we want the positive up on top and the negative up on bottom. Yay, it's still working. Okay. Okay, so when we flipped it around, it could not complete the loop. It has a direction to it. All right, now let's do what happens if you remove the positive lead from the breadboard. Okay, so which one do you think is the positive lead?
Green.
Green. I'm wondering if green is just completing the circuit.
I have no idea. I'm taking a guess.
Yeah. And we'll go back to the book here in a minute. I'm guessing that since this is negative, I'm guessing this is, this explicitly says that this is the negative lead. The black is the negative lead. I'm guessing that this red is the positive lead. Okay. All right, hypothesis. What's going to happen when I take the positive lead away?
It's going to stop the circuit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's going to immediately stop the programmed action.
It's going to stop the programmed action. It's also going to stop what?
The light.
It's going to stop the light. Is it going to stop the electron flow?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's going to break the circuit. The electrons don't have a river to continue flowing all the way around in the loop.
Yeah.
So boom.
Okay, that's completely wrong.
Okay, I was completely wrong. I thought, okay. Interesting. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
black.
well, then I'm wondering what the red is then. Okay. All right, so we did red and green, and we'll figure out which one was this ground wire that they're talking about. What happens if you place the resistor to the positive side of the LED and simply use a wire to run back from the LED ground? Change it to wiring a little. Okay, so what happens if we take out the resistor? Well, first of all, here, you hold this.
Oh.
We'll get some more light on here. First of all, we know that as soon as we take the resistor out, we're going to break the loop. So I'm assuming that the light's going to stop. Okay. So now we have to somehow get the power to here. So maybe another jumper. Let's see, maybe a different color. Let's just straight up jump it. Just like we did. Now we want to be in line. This is like, you know, go down the street here and connect it up with this street here. These streets are running this way. These streets are running this way. Okay. So I need to connect this street with this street. And I'm going to do that with that jumper cable. Still working. Now, when we were playing with the metal chemistry kit and we were using LEDs to see if we were making a complete circuit, we kept blowing the LEDs. We kept running the light bulb because it was too much power. If you have too much power and you don't have a resistor, you can blow up the light bulb. It'll burn out that little filament and it won't work anymore. Okay, so far it's doing fine.
Yeah.
So we don't have too much power going through it. All right. What happens if we move it? What do you think is going to happen if we move it from port 13 to port 12?
No idea.
Okay. What did we say in our code? In our code, we said we're going to use what? LED 13, right?
Right.
Okay, so if we go, here, hold this. Hello, cat. If we go from 13 to 12, well, our code was written to tell slot 13 what to do. When we change this to 12, now it doesn't have any directions. It says, you didn't tell me what to do with slot 12. So I don't know what to do with that. This light right here that's blinking says that it's still communicating.
Okay.
But it's like I'm not getting any directions. It's like if I called somebody else's name and says, Timmy, I want you to go do this. And then I wonder why TJ isn't doing it. It's because I didn't tell TJ to do it. I told Timmy to do it.
So if you write another line of code, would it respond to that?
Well, here's what I love about this particular code opposed to the code that came on the website. This code set it up to where all you would have to do is go in and change that to a 12. So this makes it very versatile for whatever spot you need.
Okay.
You don't have to change the word LED throughout the entire code. You just change it right there.
Okay, so what if I were to change it right now?
Do it. Let's try it. Change that to 12. I love this experiment idea. Ooh, okay, so, sketches using some, open, new, okay, we saved it. How do we, maybe edit? File. We want to change it by, okay. Oh, it did it. It did it. Oh, it did it. Never mind. It did it. You already did it. Okay. All right. Now, what was it verify? Is that what we do next?
I think so.
Okay. I think it's that check mark up there.
Can't. 1 sec.
Is the cat too lovey? Okay.
I just can see this one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do verify.
Where would that be?
I think it's that check mark up there, right? The blue check mark. up here.
Okay.
There we go. It did its green. Okay, now try, what's that arrow?
That?
Upload, yeah.
Okay.
And let's see.
Oh, error.
Error.
Port.
Select a port. Okay, initialize
Wow.
12.
Where would that be on?
I know, right? I don't know. Huh. Okay, well, hold this. I'm going to repeat what we did before. We had pulled this out and then put it back in, and then it just magically worked. Okay. I'm going to reach across. Okay, let's see. Please select a port before uploading. LED equals 12, pin mode. We did everything exactly the same.
Exactly.
Oh. Okay. There we go. Okay,
Yay.
okay. All we did was change 12 in the code. Oh. But up here in tools, we had to make sure okay. So every time we do this, we want to make sure we have the correct board chosen. This is our board. And we want to have the correct port. It's like, it's still not talking to me. I still can't hear you. Okay. All right. What else can we do? If you moved it, what do you need to change in the code? Oh, we already did that. We did that. Okay. What happens if we change the two delay code lines from delay 1000 to delay 2000? You want to do that?
Where?
Okay, good question. Okay, so we're right here on number 2, and it says, what if we change delay 1000 to delay 2000?
I'll change the delay.
You're much more patient. I like to just use my arrow keys.
Oh.
2001. I think that's 200. There you go. And then, yeah. And we can just do the 2. You don't even have to do the zeros, do you? That works too.
Faster.
All right. Verify.
Upload.
Does it? Oh, that's significantly longer, isn't it? It doesn't feel like it's 2 seconds, but it's definitely longer. Okay. So we did number 2. Take out a stopwatch or a timer of some sort and time the rate of blinking for each of these settings. Oh, okay. Open a new tab and see if there's a timer.
Oh.
I don't care. Okay. When it goes off.
Stopwatch. Okay.
Okay.
All right. It'll be like roughly timed.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, you decide.
Yeah, just about.
Okay, so, you know, there's going to be a delay in our brain, so we got like just over 2 seconds. Doing it again? Okay. Yeah, let's do it a few times.
Oh.
You're fine. Noisy cat behind us.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
So, yeah, like around
Okay.
2 seconds.
Now, let's go back and let's change the code back to 1000 and see if we can time it with our timer. Oh, I like that. Very efficient. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not in a good position to type.
I know you're not. Yeah, it's hard sharing, isn't it?
Oh, right.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Verify.
Okay, a second.
Are you going to do the cat? She's just happy the dog's put up. Okay, definitely a shorter blink. All right. Well, we're waiting for him to come back and time that. Let's see. Time it. What have you learned about the value of placing? Does place between the parentheses after delay? Okay. Okay. All right, you ready to time it?
Sorry. I did it in my brain with the Mississippi on slightly 1 second, but
It's okay. It's supposed to be fun. We're just trying stuff. So,
yeah, with human
122
delay,
with human delay. Okay. All right. I love it. All right. Go back to that tab that says 1.5. Okay. All right. So when we had it at 1,000, it was about a second delay. When we had it at 2,000, it was about a 2-second delay. What do you think? What does that mean? What does that value in between those parentheses mean? The length of the delay, right? Okay. What would you do if you wanted it to blink at a rate of every 3 seconds?
3,000.
3,000. What about half a second?
500.
500. I love it. All right, what happens if you place slashes before the words void setup? Ooh, okay, go up here into the code
Yeah.
and put those 2 double slashes in front of void setup and see what happens.
Like in front as in there?
Like all the way in front of the
Oh.
V.
Okay. So
Yeah.
to the left. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What's gonna happen? Okay.
Then it won't recognize it.
It won't recognize it? Okay, so try the whole, verify and all that. And download button. Okay, upload. You're right. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, we don't. Expected constructor, deconstructor, type conversion before token. Okay, so we got a coding error. All right, go back and take that out. All right, what happens now? I'm reading number 4. Okay, now it's happy. Now it's happy. We got a green. Everything's green. What happens if you do the double lines before the words void loop? Okay, so do the double lines right there at void loop.
What do you mean lines?
That double slash mark.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, verify upload. Yep, unexpected more. It's like you can't do that. What happens if we remove the curly brace? Oh, now we're getting crazy. Okay. So we've got a curly bracket there, a curly bracket there. Oh,
I'm sorry.
what did I don't I think I did that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What happens if we remove curly brackets?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to remove both of them or?
Good question. You want to remove one at a time and see what happens?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, remove the other one. See if that fixes the problem. In coding, if you open it with a bracket, you have to end it with a bracket. So it's like still not happy. Now go up and just delete that one. Okay, here's my idea. Okay, you got it? Okay, let's add the curly bracket there. That gives it a complete set right there. Open, blah, 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 close. What happens if we get rid of that one? We're like, well, we didn't open it and forget to close it. Still not happy. All right, let's put it back in. You're not getting me in the frame, are you?
Nope.
Yay. Okay, oh, that was a close. We can't do a close. We need an open, don't we? There we go. Open, close, open, close. And every time you have an open and close, like if you have a parentheses open, you got to have a close parentheses. Open, close, open, close, open, close. Yep. So you check your code. Make sure every time you open, you close. What happens if you place double before pin mode? Okay. What happens if we do that? Verify. Upload. Done uploading. Oh, Oh, it's like really soft.
It's really dim.
It's still doing it, but it's like super dim. That's weird. Okay. Pin mode. LED high. Okay. What happens if you change high to, a lower H? Okay, let's take those out. When you are playing around with code,